What's up, everybody? It is me, the Artisan MC, alive and somewhat well. Yeah, they probably muted the music. Okay, it's good. Thank you guys for coming through. I know it is a packed schedule right now. It's almost 7 o'clock p.m. here on the West Coast, which means it's late evening for you East Coasters. So it's a lot of people live right now. Let's stream on the East Coast. And in the afternoon over in the going towards Australia and all that stuff. So my euros will be up soon. So I just want to pop on here because I didn't give you guys a show yesterday. Um, Thought I'd tell you why, but at the same time, I don't know if you guys deal with this, but as an introvert with extroverted tendencies, I get tired of people. My battery for dealing with people runs really low at times. It is something that is refilled daily when I sleep. If I do not sleep, it is not refilled very much, which means for the rest of you people, my patience gets shorter and shorter. My tolerance level goes down. I do not tolerate people very well in the sense that you can't smack the shit out of them to make them work correctly, like you could in old school television or even older school jukebox. So, because of that, and my disposition as a person, I withdraw myself. I do my scorpionic thing, I go into my burrow, and I do not want to be bothered. I don't. And that is one part self preservation and one part I'm looking out for y'all. Because, and y'all being not y'all on internet world, obviously, but people I have to deal with in life because I will not be pleasant. If you are looking at me right now, you can probably see I don't look pleasant. I was told and I accepted the fact I have a shitty poker face. That when I am detested by something, I am irritated. It actually fucking shows. What doesn't show is my level of restraint. So, yeah, Aquatechie, percussive maintenance. And thank you, Aquatechie, for supporting the stream. I did see that yesterday. I do appreciate that, brother. Let me go ahead and give you your props right now for the support because that's what YouTube runs on. And it makes a difference to get it, just like it makes a difference not to. So I appreciate you, Aquatechie. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate you, Aquatechie.
Number what? 3 or 4 times I ain't telling no lies, running up. Never let a hard time on
So funny. My neighbor is playing. If y'all know, I come from the AM camp. Angry Man is live right now, going in on Jay Z. And upstairs, my neighbor is playing Jay Z. Excuse me, what's your name? And I'm sitting here thinking about what Angry Man was just saying about you hear a Jay Z song, but you don't feel it. You don't. That was a good song. I heard it. I was listening to it. I wasn't feeling none of that shit he was saying. It's true. You don't have to like it, but it is the truth. All that fly shit sounds nice because a lot of people hear music. A lot of people don't listen to music though. And listening to music is a different experience rather than just hearing it. Hearing the beat, hearing the bop. Oh, I can shake my booty to this. I can grind up on somebody on this. That's just hearing it. Listening to it goes completely different. That means when you really listen to a song, more than hearing the words, you're feeling the meaning behind the words. You're feeling what the artist is bringing apart across to you in those words. And sometimes it doesn't have to be extra intricate. A Chinese finger trap is really intricately put together, but it does nothing really except get your fingers stuck. So you can get used to how beautiful it looks all you want to, but it's only a trap. It's only made to leave your ass stuck. That's it. Haikus, haikus are beautiful if you understand what's being said, if you resonated with it in some kind of way. Otherwise, it's a bunch of phrases that don't rhyme. That's how you look at music. You've been going hard for Canada's Iceman season. It's not even going hard for Canada. It's going hard for Drake. He appreciates what Drake puts forth and would like to see people give that man his respect. I'm the same way. I want people to get their respect for what they do and the work they put in. Plain and simple. I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't care necessarily what they do. I am in favor of artists getting appreciation and credit for their work. The problem is, I expect that from people who will never appreciate them because one, they're too goddamn jealous to do it, and two, they're not creative enough to do it, and three, it's easier to tear a motherfucker down. That's just what it is. So if Drake made a hot album, Drake made a hot goddamn album. It makes no difference to me that he's from Canada. It makes no difference to me that he's light skinned. It makes no difference to me that he went at Kendrick. None of that matters. If the shit was good, the shit was good. I don't care who the fuck does it, as long as it's good. Because crap being bad, it don't make it okay just because they was black. It makes it worse in my eyes. You should not be getting outdone by anybody else. This is your medium. But in typical fashion, some motherfuckers get lazy because they feel entitled. And that's when they fall off. Or they never were artists to begin with. There was no creativity in them. They spent it all in the first one. The first shot, the first album, the first record, they was done. Now they need ghostwriters and a gang of motherfuckers standing behind them to support them to still get it moving out there. I'm not from that generation. It's not how I move. It's a detriment in some ways, but it's a benefit in others. I don't know what niggas is playing when they with women, especially not women nowadays. I really don't know what you're playing. Outside of some smack her in the head with a dick music. I'm serious. I don't know what Bruce is playing because I'm not in the room with them. And a lot of this shit I cannot listen to. Not because I'm adverse to the subject matter, because I'm not a prude. I'm a grown up. But just because it doesn't sound good. And they all sound alike, so I can't tell the difference. At least when I hear a Drake song, I know it's Drake. When I hear a Kendrick song, hear that cadence and stuff, I know it's Kendrick too. A lot of the rest of these motherfuckers, I don't know who the hell they are. It could be five of them on the same song. I couldn't tell the difference. I thought it was the same dude. No kind of vocal differentiation for none of them. So I appreciate the people who, one, practice and get better at their damn craft. Because stringing a bunch of curse words together ain't necessarily rapping to me. Make a song longer than 3 minutes. Yeah, because you got to put some work in on some bars, bruh. Do some production. Make an actual song. And give me something other than killing and fucking. That's what we got R&B for. You want the genre to last? Get outside of 2 comfort zones. Because I'm not getting high all the time. I'm not drinking all the time, even though I just finished a drink of Terramana and Tahitian Treat. Give me something else. And best believe the motherfucker that makes you some party music or some music that you can lay down and fucking chick to, or she can groove to at the same time you groove into it, you're going to sell a lot more records. That's just facts. It's just common sense. What other areas can your song go into? And if those areas are limited to just the block, you're not selling as much. You're just not. But I don't want to get into that shit. I didn't come on here to talk about Drake and none of that shit. AM is doing a good enough job of that shit on his own. That ain't my shit. That is not my lane. My little on ramp over here is talking about some movies and some geek shit in the Black Manosphere, which traditionally has not been the best place to do that. So, well, Aquatiki said, "Give me some Stevie Wonder, and I'm good." If never hear artists again, Aquateki, I'm like that with Prince. Prince, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, and maybe some Marvin Gaye shit. And just jazz in general. Once I got into my 30s, jazz was a shit for me. I could listen to that shit all day long. I don't need to even have you say any lyrics. Just play an instrument, motherfucker. Let me feel it in my heart from you playing an instrument and feel the passion you putting into that. There's a reason why I've always considered what I do or how I do my show here on YouTube as jazz, not Memorex, because I don't use a script. Even my videos, even my reviews, I do not use a script. I don't make a script up. I don't sit down and write out all of this shit to say and jump up in front of the camera and act like the smartest motherfucker that ever lived. Witty and everything else. No, that's natural. That's me. That's my personality. If you sat down in a one-on-one conversation with me, you would get that same shit. But I don't like large groups of people. Not because I'm socially awkward, because I know how fucked up people can be in groups. And I'm not there trying to be the peacock in front of them. Just not. I'm not looking to be the leader of a group. I'm not looking to be the loudest one in the middle of one. I'm not interested in that shit at all. My interest is in the experience and getting out what the hell I have to say. You can want to hear it or not. If you don't, I'll go somewhere else. Or I won't share it with your ass. If you do, then we'll have a conversation and that'll be it. You will know. And Aquateki, this is why instrumentals are my jam too. After a point, when I was in elementary and junior high, high school, I wanted to be a rapper. I really did. Love doing it, like the art form, love the creativity of it, love being able to explain or tell someone a story lyrically and have it rhyme because it's hitting on a lot of different beats at the same time. It's like editing a movie or making an animation. There's so much other stuff that goes into it. Putting all those pieces and parts together is like a Jenga puzzle. You making this structure and trying to get it to stand and be firm in between the beat, the melody, the rhythm, what other cuts you can put in, what lyrics you're saying, your cadence when you're doing it, what your subject matter is. All of that can come together and make something really special. Or it can all come together and make something that's really shit. It can. But the process of getting to it and getting a finished work is the fun part. That's why I can remember raps I wrote back in the fucking 90s, the early 90s, late 80s. Why? Because they're a part of me. It's how I see the world and articulated it in written form. That's why poetry was never hard for me. Writing stories was never hard to me. Being creative was never hard to me. It was never effort. It was just what spilled forth out of me. But like Tupac pointed out to people, after about 30, they kind of take the world kind of tries to take the heart out of you. And you'll lose a lot of that shit. You can. So you have to use it. You have to use it. So instrumentals, to get to the point, Aquateki, I've always enjoyed instrumentals. And after a point in my 30s, I would buy music with just the instrumental, just so I can hear that. Because most of the time, I would hear music, and when I hear the music, I hear words coming to me. And so to filter that out from the people with the actual singing or rapping over that song, I would buy the instrumental. And then I would just listen to the instrumental on repeat, and I could hear the words coming out of me. Like, perfect example. I'll give y'all a little bit of this. There's a Dr. Dre song, just because it's fresh in my mind since Angry Man was talking about it. There's a Dr. Dre song on Chronic 2001. I believe that's the right one, or if it was on Snoop Dogg's Last Meal. And the song is called Lay Low, right? Well, the intro is pretty long. And Dr. Dre does that because he was a DJ. He likes to play a long intro. He grew up on these older songs, which had intros longer than some motherfuckers' whole songs nowadays. So the intro was a good 2 minutes or so. And people still listen to it because the beat was good, right? Well, I heard the intro and I heard a rap coming to me before Snoop and them started rapping on it. I heard music. So I would just listen to the intro and get to what those lyrics were. Right? So I wrote a rap to that. This is the rap. Some say that money talks and bullshit walks or runs, marathons. This is some shit that I be on. Like this motherfucker on my bumpers playing me close. Makes me want to take the HK, make him feel the full force and leave him moaning from round midnight to dawn's early. But I played it cool, so his wife ain't gotta worry. Who's this? The T Sticky Stogie man. Here to spit to your bitch, yes, one more again. I'm gonna ride my shit how I want. I'm gonna smoke this Vega where I want. I'm gonna crush hater niggas under my shoe. Cause being a bitch nigga's what I ain't gonna do. I gotta stay true to who I am and what I believe. That's why I'm riding, feeling California breeze, pumping shit, bumping shit by Dre and Snoop. Profiling in a truck like I'm riding a coupe. Swoop in, lane one, lane two, float through, accelerating, mind racing off the beat. I flow to, wondering. Why? Excuse me. Well, I don't do this shit professionally. Many fools be claiming G, but still they can at best to T. Lyrically, I traumatize, immobilize, brutalize. The niggas stabbing out their own eyes. You're mumbling, you're talking shit that they can come again. So I can put you with the rest of the niggas in tracks. You can handle me. Now with your hands on the rest of your family. Damn, you must love grieving your dead homies because I leave you lonely, broke, smoked that in alone. Smoked out, coked out with chrome to your dome. You should have known better than fucking with me. The T, motherfucking STOGE. You think the craziest motherfuckers yelling, here I be? Nah, they quiet motherfuckers, food just like me. Me. And then the song started. I wrote that shit in my truck coming from work, working construction. Because that's what I was hearing at the beginning of that song. That's what came out of it. But some ways I was pussy. One, no one will really want to believe that shit for me because I'm not, nor do I look like a street nigga. Two, my breath control is shit. And three, probably the biggest one, still kind of shy in a way. I don't like being on stage. I don't. But mind you, I wrote that shit when that album came out. That's why I was listening to it in my truck. It was new. And I bought it that weekend. And I'm coming from work, sitting in traffic, and I'm listening to that shit on my truck. The vehicle I bought with my first check, with my first vacation check in construction. Noble, my Ford Ranger. Nothing fancy, nothing sexy. No. But it was mine, nigga. So that's why I love instrumentals. You always hear something else in the instrumental. I always hear a different song in the instrumental. And I hear the words clearer inside me listening to an instrumental than I do listen to a motherfucker on top of it. Unless they just did an awesome song. I like instrumentals. I think it's almost as important as the world. So when it was on vacation, I read song lyrics. I've grown up reading song lyrics. I'm 70s baby. Born in the 70s, raised throughout the 80s, right? 73. So you were talking about this at a pool tournament the other day, right? When we were doing an ageism conversation. I grew up on 8 tracks, 45 records, 77 size records, 78 size records, and albums. Albums usually would have lyrics on them. You can read it. And the first one I really sat down and was reading all the lyrics for was Prince. Because Prince would do something that I didn't see most people do. When he would write lyrics, words like I or you or for and stuff like that, he would use pictures. The I was always an I. That was his thing. He would always draw an I. A U was always just a U. Four, no FOR, it's just the letter number four. And he would do that all through his shit, which made it actually artistic to look at and read. But also, sometimes people sing or they sing so high you can't really understand what the fuck they saying. The lyrics are there so you can follow along and learn the damn song. And from that, I learned song structure. Where's your first verse? Where's your chorus? What goes into your bridge? Where's your next chorus and stuff like that? That's where I learned that structure from. Being able to see lyrics and then listen to what the person is saying and seeing how they said it is different than it's written because it's written just straight across. But maybe they drug this word out. Maybe they ran these next three lines together really fast. It's instructional. It helps you learn more. Yeah, Prince always used symbols. So I grew up in that generation of reading lyrics. When I start buying my own music, and my music was cassette tapes, I always enjoyed the people who had the full page fold out. Stop me if you've seen this before, Trust. Full page fold outs inside their cassette tape, and all the lyrics were in there, along with all the liner notes, where they got their samples from, who produced it, who wrote the song, all of that shit. And I would read all of that. The same way I sit in a movie and read all the credits. Because I want the people who worked on the shit to get their credit. That's why they're called credits. To give it to those people who created something. So me listening, not just hearing, but me listening to a rapper, I'm listening to every fucking word that comes out of his mouth. And I'm putting it together in that same structure to see, are you even talking about anything? Or are you just throwing a bunch of shit together that rhymes? And don't tell me, oh, there's metaphors, man. He's talking about some stuff that's inside baseball. No, he's not. He ain't talking about shit. If I need a secret decoder ring to get your rap, why are you being so pussy? You can't just say what it is? What you afraid of? Come on, man. I saw this big and bad shit when it came into rap. A lot of it don't impress me. Sorry, it just don't. I saw the switch from New Jack Swing to everybody wearing black and Raiders hats. I saw the change. I was there for it. It was overnight. I don't fault it, but I think too many of the wrong type of people got over on that shit and didn't do shit to push the art form forward. As much as I say that Star Wars fan base is stuck in the Clone Wars, the rap fan base is stuck in gangster rap era. Still. These motherfuckers don't know how to get out of that shit. They don't want to go back to being Kwame or Kid and Play or Shine. Or what is it? Special Ed, I Got It Made. They don't want to go back to that. It might have been a regular dude. Hell no. Nah. Hell no. Nah. Everybody gangster. Or a Chuck D. Aquateki. You know why? Because Chuck D would be considered an educated lame nowadays. Because you know he went to college, right? He had some teaching and he was a bit older than just a teenage rapper. Just saying. You think about it in context, remember this. Them early days of rap blowing up in the 80s and shit like that, LL was the youngest. LL was the youngest. That's why he's still out there. Everybody else was older than him. even the fucking fat boys. No, you don't get all that extra content on iTunes, dude. I don't even use iTunes, but I used what was it, Amazon Music or whatever it was, and even downloading that extra crap is just bullshit. It's basically nothing. You might as well not even gave me that. You mean I bought this deluxe edition to get all of this shit and it's not really anything? I'm so disappointed. Why'd I spend the extra couple bucks on this? I might as well been able to go and buy an actual tangible copy because then I would have something. And when you didn't get the inside liner notes and stuff like that with the lyrics and stuff like that, because people, rappers got picky about, oh, I don't want nobody copying my flow. No, most of these motherfuckers don't even write. They can't. They're fucking illiterate. You can hear it and they rap. Then at that point, you just really had to listen. You really had to have a trained ear to listen to what the hell this person was saying. One of my friends from high school, that's how we became tighter friends, was I took the DOC song, Portrait of a Masterpiece, and I wrote that whole shit out for him. I think he was doing some DJ shit or whatever the fuck. But he couldn't keep up auditorially hearing everything that the DOC was saying. I memorized the song. I could hear it. So I just wrote it down. I'm a computer dude. I would go in computer class. There you go. There it is. And I know it's song by heart from hearing it, not from reading it, from hearing it. Yes, that's why I collected CDs. CDs was good for giving you in a bigger format, especially for old people who got old eyes now. All the liner notes, all that. Janet Jackson was good for that shit. Janet was good for that shit because it makes you understand that the songs are coming from them. It's not some shit they bought from some other writer. It's not some shit that one of their ghostwriters wrote for them that's trying to get on. It's not that shit. It's them opening themselves and pouring themselves out onto the page and then going in and making the song from them about their experience. That's why you felt it. Some other people, goddamn well, that ain't their experience. You don't feel it like that. And I've said this about some rappers for a long time. Don't tell me you was balling and had everything made for you before you got into rap. Because otherwise, your ass wouldn't even try to get into rap. You wouldn't have. There'd be no reason. You wouldn't have been so hungry to break down the doors and get into this business. Shut the fuck up. It was a struggle and it was rough. And you wanted to be better than the nigga standing next to you and not one of them. So tell me I'm wrong. I agree, physical media rules because you actually own something. I can say this, and this doesn't go against Drake at all, but physical album sold is a lot different than streams sold to me. Reason being is when you went out and spent your $20 to buy an actual album or a CD or a cassette, you got the whole thing in one go. Hours worth of listening in one go. You listen to that shit as much as you want to, take it wherever you need it to, right? Streams, if you made an 18 track, or let's just say you made a 12 track album, if I didn't buy all of them, all 12 of them in one go for like what, $10, $10, $12, then I bought each one individually. And each one individually is another damn stream every time it downloads. So I don't know if people are buying whole albums or just that one hot song and then going back to buy the other hot song and then going back to buy the third hot song, but never listen to the whole album from front, beginning to end as an experience, because that's how artists craft their albums. You're going through a whole experience and it all feeds together in some kind of order. Toy will like this one. I was listening to Bryson Tiller the other day. Trap Soul. I was listening to that one. Why? Because that was one of those albums I can listen to front to back over and over again. It was a good album all the way through. But if I would have had to stream that shit, I probably wouldn't have heard the whole album all the way through. Because the algorithm would have fed me just the popular song. I listened to all of it. There you go. Yep. Exactly. So that's why I say it's not faulting you. It's just a little different. Just a little different. Because people had to chump up to buy the whole goddamn thing, not piecemeal it. Not piecemeal it. You had to chump up to buy the whole damn thing. And if the whole thing was good, it was good. If the whole thing was shit, it was shit. Oh shit! You get ads. I don't even download music like that. And there were no ads. No, you can listen to your music nonstop and never have something pitched to you the whole time you're listening to it. No, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of ads. I've always hated commercials. Always. I've seen some funny ones, but I always dislike commercials. Let me do what the hell I'm doing and stop bothering me. When artists put out a double album back in the days was special. Today is something not heard of. No. You could probably think of the last three who did it. I can't off the top of my head. Wu-Tang, Outkast, and Tupac. That's the last three I can think of who've done it. A double album? And they not all a bunch of fucking shorts and stuff? No songs under 3 minutes? The hell you mean? They mean they actually sat in the studio and did shit? Come on, man. Tupac is famous to us for what he went through and how you felt something in the songs you listened to that he did. He's famous within the industry for his fucking work ethic. That motherfucker was always in the studio, like Prince. He was always in the studio working it and driving the motherfuckers to work. No, man, we just made it. Let's just sit back and smoke and drink. Fuck that. Get in the studio and crank this shit out, man. What the fuck? Time is a waste and I ain't gonna live forever. Work ethic. Yeah, trust. You actually enjoyed listening to the album that way. I got into Bryson Tiller because I bought it on, I think I still have the CD of that one. But there are some songs I was listening to, right? I buy it, pop it in, turn it on, start listening to it, and put the case and stuff away, right? Excuse me. And just listen to it and see what songs resonate with me. What kind of mood. I do this now digitally, but digitally I keep dropping different songs into different playlists on how I feel about it and how it moves me. I know what playlist to put it in, right? Like this song by that I played in the intro, if you guys could hear it. It was STFU by Mansions, right? Shut the fuck up. That's a midnight song for me. And by midnight, it means if I'm riding at night and it's late and it's dark, I can open my sunroof now because I don't have a convertible anymore. I can open my sunroof and play that shit and just vibe out to it, driving. Shut the fuck up right now. Gonna let me be me. Shut the fuck up right now. Just be. Yes, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. So I put it on my midnight playlist because my midnight playlist is all just vibes that I can just ride to. You catch yourself riding along and just singing that shit. Yeah. And mind you, I don't get high. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke anything. But it's a vibe I can lay back to. Absolutely, Ray. Of course. Because I wanted to be a rapper when I was younger, you can blame it on Houdini and Run DMC and Rapper's Delight, UTFO, them motherfuckers. Blame it on them. I really wanted to be a rapper when I was younger. I spent a lot of time just writing, because I wasn't, in my mind, good enough to come from the head. I was a writer. I wasn't a off the top of my head dude. It's just how I am. I contemplate, I think, I ruminate. I think about things and then I put it down, memorize that, and then I can go back and spit it. Even now, what, 20, 30 decades later, I can still remember the shit. It's just how my brain works, right? So, because of that, I am a fan of rap. It's my generational thing. This is the music I was raised on, I grew up on. So, any new group from anywhere, I wanted to listen to see what they had to say. And Bone Thugs coming in, they was backed by Easy after Easy was solo and everybody else from NWA had broke up and went their separate ways. This was somebody he found. I remember reading an article, I think it was in the Source magazine, with them interviewing Bone Thugs before their first album even dropped. And Easy taking them to Magic Mountain and whatnot in the interview. And I'm like, he didn't really take them nowhere. But they from Cleveland, they ain't never seen Magic Mountain before, so it's big shit to them. Magic Mountain is outside of LA and it's an amusement park. It's just a big amusement park with mostly roller coasters. I've been going to Magic Mountain since I was damn near 8, dude. It's nothing for me. It's nothing. I passed that bitch when I was coming back from Santa Monica. Didn't even stop. I was like, oh shit. I could have went to Magic Mountain, but you know what? They tore down the Colossus. Fuck them. The place that used to have the biggest wooden roller coaster. Yeah. It's nothing. But I'm reading this article, and that's where he took them. I'm like, he didn't really take them nowhere, though. Really, though. He didn't really take them nowhere. They at the amusement park. Whatever the fuck, they was young teenagers. They didn't know better. They was blessed to be dealing with a rap legend, even at that time, to help produce them. He was. It was just fucked up for them that he died soon after. They still end up having a career. But understand, Crossroads were what put their ass over. Did I ever play instruments? There were 3 instruments that I love. Piano and guitar, I love. I took a couple of piano lessons. I took a couple of drum lessons. The problem with having a single mother is that there's not usually money for that shit. So you don't get all of it. You don't get the full experience. You get whatever's free and the trials and all the rest of that shit, and then it cuts off. Now, in my generation, they'll cut it off and say, well, if you didn't stick with it, you didn't really like it. Okay, maybe that could be the case. Whatever the fuck. Whatever. So, right now in my apartment, I have a guitar. Why? Because my father taught himself how to play. My daughter taught herself how to play. Maybe I can teach myself how to play. I've touched that motherfucker 3 times. I can strum out a bit of a tune, but there was a song I really want to learn how to play, and I haven't wanted to learn to play it really badly enough to learn how to play it. And the song is forget the name of it. What's his name? It's a country song. I got another song going through my head right now, so it's fucking me up. Wasted on You. Somebody knows the name of the artist. It's a guy. Wasted on you, all of this time and all of this money. For them sorry, I don't owe you, honey. That shit. I'm forgetting the name of the artist, whatever, but I love that song. I love the guitar in that song. I want to learn how to play that song eventually. Piano, I love because piano is good for conveying passion to me. Prince knew how to play the piano. A lot of artists that I like actually know how to play the piano, and piano always can get that emotion that comes across. You can play it softly, or you can just play it like, crazy motherfucker. There you go. Thank you, Morgan Wallen. Yeah. Thank you. That's exactly it. Listen to that song. You can hear the intro. In my head, I can see the chords moving, but I don't know how to play a guitar. I can see the chords moving, but it doesn't come up in my head like that's a G, that's a H, that's a G. It doesn't come up in my head like that because I never learned how to read music. But I hear it. I can hear him playing the guitar. I can see the fingers on the chords, but I can't play it. But I love the guitar in this song. You listen to the instrumental of that song, you'll feel it too. Like, yeah, this is a bop. What he heard in the song was what he wrote, Wasted on You. What I hear in the song might be that, but might be something else. You have to listen to an instrumental to see what comes out of you from listening to that song. You rock with Morgan Wallen after he did the song Little Dirk. Look, my supervisor was playing that song in the office, and I heard that song. I'm like, I like this. And then I listened to it. I listened to the lyrics, what he was talking about. It's like, oh, I really feel this. I really feel this. The beat got me to hear it. The lyrics got me to listen closer. I love this song. I like this song. So if you've ever had some serious relationships that didn't go so well, you can play that one, Wasted on You, and drink your whiskey. Be like, wasted on you, all of this time and all of this money. That shit rocked. All of them sorries, I don't owe you, honey. All of these nights on in prison, the pews, on days I spent wasted on you. He's getting it, boy. I'm sorry. I'm not color struck with music. I am not color struck with music. Good music is good music. I don't give a fuck who made it. Good music is good music from any culture. It's just what it is. I went and saw Obsession. Coming back with my friend that went with me to go see Obsession, I put on the Rocky Road to Dublin from the Center soundtrack. You're like, what the fuck? I said, it's Irish song. Because we were just talking about the movie. He's like, the Center soundtrack. I said, yeah, you don't know this song? She Irish, I'm Irish. And I'm singing the Rocky Road to Dublin. On the Rocky Road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was getting it on. Oh, in the merry month of May. I was getting my Irish on, man. I don't give a fuck. A good song is a good song. A good song is a good song. You shouldn't want to watch Obsession. You should go watch Obsession. I thought about doing my review for Obsession during this stream, but I was of two minds on it because it's fucking YouTube. Do I just do a review of it and then leave it up so people can watch the review, or do I mix it into this show so you guys get it and then nobody else ever sees the damn review? Then we get people to come back later. You never did a review for Obsession. Well, I did, but that shows me you don't watch my fucking show. That hurts my feelings. Was it good? What do you think it was? Do you need me to tell you? Or were you going to see it anyway? Just told you I didn't want to be anybody's leader. Expect grown folks to lead themselves. You put me on Kane Walker, the music. Yeah, the Kane Walker be hitting, man. Kane Walker be hitting. I got on that listening to something else, and then it came on in the algorithm like, oh, it's close to this song. I will do that. Like I told you guys before, digital music, my shit stays on random. It always stays on random. So I will play one song that I might want to hear. And randomizer will take it through songs I know and songs I've never heard before. And if it catches my ear, that's when it's saved or thumbs up. And then I find out who that artist is. Does he have another song that I like? That's how I find other artists and stuff. That's how I found Mansions. Think I was looking for that shit? Found it because it linked to some other shit. And I heard it like, I like this. I like this. My playlist is full of shit that I like, and it's all mixed up. Backrooms should be on your list too. I haven't seen Backrooms yet, but Backrooms will be one of the next ones I go see. Probably not until this weekend. I canceled it. I canceled a date that I made with my ex to go to the movies because she irritated me. She pissed me off. So if I try to ask her again, it'll be bad. I don't need no headaches. The Neighborhood is good too. Sweater Weather, that's my shit. Sweater Weather is my shit. All I am is a man in California, my toes in the sand. I love Sweater Weather. That make me wish I had a woman right now. I stand in California with my toes in the sand, just using my sweater, just having an adventure. But it has to be better. Touch mine and I touch yours. You and those little high-waisted shorts. That shit hit. Sorry. Yeah, it's white dudes. I don't give a fuck. Good music is good music. If you made good music, my applause to you. If I hear it, I definitely will give you props for it. Who's the Neighborhood? Look it the fuck up. You sitting in front of a computer? So, Obsession was good. Andre, if you need me to tell you that, Obsession was good. I really enjoyed Obsession. And a little spoiler for my review of it. Obsession was giving me flashbacks. Obsession gave me flashbacks. You know why? Because some of that shit remind me of my crazy ex. And I was like, blink 2 times if you're okay. Like, holy shit. That was off and good. It was tense. And I'll say this about Obsession. There needs to be a different category for how they classify movies like this nowadays, because it's billed as a horror movie, right? But my thinking is they need to put a modern in front of horror to let you understand that what's happening in this shit will probably be more suspenseful and psychological than your typical slasher horror movie. The horror genre is parsed up, and the horror label will keep me from going to see some things that might be kind of awesome. because what I understand now from seeing this movie, I really like modern horror. Modern horror can get me in the theater any day of the week. Any day of the week. Just a slasher horror, I'm not really into that shit nowadays. Bro, I grew up. Seeing a bunch of teenagers killed don't do nothing for me. Doesn't do anything for me. But this modern horror, that shit be working. And that's why it's making the money that it's making. Because I can tell you this, from watching that movie, that girl, the lead actress in this, India Irma Navarrete, or whatever her name is, she was acting her fucking ass off. And that was 20 minutes into the movie. I was like, she's acting her ass off. Boy, she playing the fuck out of this role. That shit was unsettling and nice, but bitch, no. Wait a minute. You did what? Bro, she is playing the fuck out of that role. The lead male character was playing a good role too. But if you have ever been that guy that wasn't 100% confident with some chick in your life, you'll probably relate to some of this shit. If you've had any experiences where you had your own crazy ex, it will be like flashbacks. It'll bring back horror stories for you. You're like, oh shit, yeah, I'm glad I escaped. Because that's what I was feeling. I'm like, holy shit, my crazy ex actually did that shit. My crazy ex actually did that shit. And I'm telling the person I'm with, a fucking female, like, yeah, see, that happened to me. I'm having flashbacks right now, and this is making me a little tense. She was having stress reaction from dealing with her crazy exes. She's like, you know what? I am tense right now. Like, yeah, that movie was good. That movie was good. And on a little budget, on a small budget, them motherfuckers making gangbuster money. Like, right on, man. Good for you. Good for you. I walked into that movie not knowing what the hell it was about. It was just billed as a horror movie. The title was Obsession. I figured it dealt with a chick or some shit. Didn't see no trailers, no previews, no nothing. I went into it cold. I gotta see it. They say it's made by a YouTuber. You in the horror movies? You ever seen this shit? You want to go? Yeah, let's go. Man, that movie was good as fuck. I enjoyed the hell. That was money well spent on that movie. Like, holy shit. So I put that one in the same category as Sinners and Weapons. Both considered horror movies. To me, I've told you guys, I saw them both. I reviewed them both. I don't really think they're horror movies to me. They're not horror movies. They're suspense thrillers, if anything. It's that the only horror element was a witch in one and a vampire in the other. Is that what made it horror? I thought it was mislabeled, personally. Thought it was thrown in the wrong genre. This movie? Possibly some horror elements, yes. Yes, there's one scene in particular I'm thinking of, like, yeah, that's horror, bro. There's a couple of other scenes in there that's like, yeah, this is a horror movie. But most of it is suspense with the characters. And you ride that goddamn tension roller coaster all the way through that shit. And mind you, nothing really grandiose happens. But you will watch that shit and be tense, like, oh my God. Bro, don't go back. Don't go. Dude, bro, just keep going. Just keep going. Boy, this movie, if they would have said this is, modern dating hell, they probably would have got more people in there. But it's a good movie, Andre. You should definitely go see it. And I suggest, I did this not knowing what the damn movie was about. I took a female friend with me. I thought, I probably shouldn't have brought you to see this shit. Fuck your ass up. But I suggest, if you got a chick that you fucking with, take her to see this shit. It might spur some conversation. Might be a little fun. Don't take some crazy bitch that you've been dealing with to see the shit. No. Don't take her. Take somebody stable or stable-ish. Okay. But you should definitely take one of the opposite sex with you to go see this. Definitely. Andre says support your interest. Yeah, you should too. Stop acting like I'm a teeny bopper up here. I'm an old Negro. Shout out to the Joe Herb. Appreciate you, Herb. He said, salute artisan, salute chat. I still have vinyl records of Michael Jackson Thriller. And you always should. My mother had that vinyl record. I think it's in her storage container somewhere. I never had the vinyl. I had to buy the CD. But everything else I had CDs of, all the way up until his story. I didn't buy Blood on the Dance Floor and Michael and that shit. I didn't buy that. But all the way up to History, which was multi albums together, I bought on CD. Tangible copies. That's how you know you actually fucked with somebody. You actually bought tangible copies and supported them. Your money directly went to them. Yeah, Aquateki, stable-ish. What? Am I the only one who actually deal with real women? Stable-ish. I don't hate them. I just understand. Look, everybody fucked up in their own ways. Okay? But if you blow on the side of being balanced and being imbalanced, then we can rock. Otherwise, it's like, oh, y'all crazy. That's from a psych major. All of y'all is crazy, including me. I just don't know where all of y'all switches are. I know where mine are. We good. The rest of y'all, I don't know. But I can try to figure it out if I ask you enough questions and put you in enough situations where I can observe you. I can find out where your switch is. I will cordon that motherfucker off. And build a wall around it. I did earlier in the show, but it was off topic. Oh, yeah, you did, but I appreciate your support, bro. You always do that. You always like to try to steer people's shows into what you want to talk about. That's when you have to actually start doing your own shows. It can be that. It can be that. My thinking on it would be, because I saw Double Toasted say that, and I watched 3 other people reviews on this, people that I actually like to watch. Jeremy Johns, Angry Joe Show, Double Toasted, who reviewed Obsession and what they thought of it. That be careful what you wish for shit came up. Yes, that's the actual style of it. Yeah, it is. But what I had on it was that you have to be specific in what you wish for. You have to be very specific. You can't just say, I want a chick with a big booty who love the hell out of me. You can't say no shit like that. Because the higher power listens to that kind of stuff. And they will send you a big booty chick who's just into you. And you will find out that motherfucker is crazy. But she got a big ass. Then what you gonna do? This is not exactly what I wanted, God. And God gonna look down at you and say, hey, motherfucker, you wasn't being specific. I'm busy up here. Shit. I've done that. I've had that conversation. That's why I'm laughing about it. I've had that conversation. I made a wish like that. Yeah, I got that chick. That was a whole fucking headache. It was a whole headache. And headache is being mild for the fact that, dude, I had to get away. And I'm not even talking about the crazy ex. So after that time, I learned that I have to be more specific in what I ask for when you're wishing for shit. You have to have specifics. Because then you might actually be ready for what it is that you get. It might actually be more of what you want, as opposed to just some random shit that fits your random criteria. It's like saying, "Oh, I wish I was rich." Well, maybe you get rich because your parents died, motherfucker. You ever think of that? You're not going to be thinking about that at the funeral or at the reading of the will when they say they left you everything, but you did get your fucking wish. Be specific. Bipolar disorder, she did everything I wanted but was nuts. Yeah, Andre. Yeah, I'm sure. You should definitely go watch this movie then. You guys know me. This is the no spoiler zone. I will not spoil a movie for you, other than to tell you I enjoyed it. You might want to watch it if you're interested in it. If you're interested, don't wait for anybody else to tell you different. Just go see the goddamn thing. And if you don't worry about it. They don't need your goddamn money. They're making enough of it without you. So don't think you're doing anything. Treat yourself. I don't know about that. There is some logic in an obsession. Depends on the type of obsession. Fixations on people and things may not be. Obsession for a goal has some logic to it. If you're obsessed about being the greatest YouTuber you could be, you would do a lot of logical things to make that happen. I don't think you would start going around deleting other YouTubers. That would be illogical. But buying equipment, investing in understanding that equipment, technology, and stuff like that, these are all logical steps that you would take to fuel your obsession to being this thing, to obtaining this goal. It's all logical. And it's still obsession. It's just that romantic shit about people and stuff that involves the illogical. Anytime it's dealing with the emotion, it's illogical. It's not going to be logical. Because a feeling for somebody in some ways is not logical, especially if they have never actually done anything or said anything to tell you, you know what, I feel you the same way. I can really see you laying on top of me and grinding your ass to death. If they've never said anything like that to you, you looking at them that way is just you. It's just you. Until they've actually said something like that back to you, it's just you. And that's what makes it illogical, because there is no proof that that is reciprocated in any way. I'm like a cactus, man. I got a lot of good points, but they all stick and hard to get to. Andre, shut up. You don't want money like the Cosbys. The Cosbys were fictitious. That's where your obsession can be illogical, bro. Why don't you say you want money like Robert F. Smith? You know, that black brother who, owns his own business and stuff like that and bought all them little college kids out of debt. So they graduated from college, debt free. That's a real person with a real history you can follow. To say, shit, I want to be like the Smiths, motherfucker. And not the Will and Jadas, but, the Robert F's. Because apparently he got his shit together. Here you go rounding back to somebody else's conversation. Anyway. So, yesterday, Obsession was good. I saw it Saturday. I'll still do a review for it because I'm not going to review it here because I don't want to spoil it. But if you have time, it's Monday. You can go for your Dollar Tuesdays or whatever it is in your area. I would suggest you go see the movie and treat yourself. Go see the movie. If you've had a relationship, an adult relationship or just ever remember being a goddamn teenager or 20-year-old liking somebody that wasn't exactly clear if they was into you. Some of y'all know your story, so I know you will resonate with this shit. Go watch the movie. It would behoove you to watch the movie. Either that or Backrooms, because I'm going to see Backrooms too. But guy who directed this movie, Curry Baker, who's a YouTuber and a comedian, he did a good job. He did a good job. There's nothing else to be said about you. I was looking this motherfucker up to see if he was related to Clive. It's Curry Barker. And I looked him up to see if he's related to Clive Barker. And I fell down a rabbit hole with looking up Barkers that are directors. And I haven't proven that he's related yet. So it is what it is. But good job on him. Good job on him. Made a movie for $1 million and made more money than damn near anything has since. $1 million and you made like 11. You can't not see that sequel train pulling up somewhere. Like, holy shit, it's coming, bro. It's coming like a bullet train. Enough Faulkness. So this weekend, saw Obsession on Saturday. Sunday was last minute scheduled for our 8-ball playoff game that I was waiting for. Team playoffs was scheduled for 11 a.m. Sunday morning. I had planned to wake up early, do my stream, cut it off at 10:30, and then go to league to play in the playoffs. What had happened was I didn't get to bed Saturday night until damn near 3 in the morning. And I didn't wake up Sunday until 10:40. So thank you, Malika, for trying to call me and wake me up to see if Big Homie is okay. I was fine. But by the time I got up, I needed to get the fuck out of here and get to the match because I'm the team captain. You know, leadership. I have to be there. I didn't know who was showing up for my team. Because it's been about a month since we won our division, and they put the playoffs off for a month. So there was some issues with some folks on my team, and I didn't know if they was going to show up. At least 2 of them. The ones I thought I could count on, one of them showed up. The other one didn't communicate at all. No. Communicate to say they wasn't showing up. Good luck. And this is the playoffs. Mind you, we're playing for a team trip to Vegas for the World Tournament. And they couldn't show up for that. That's kind of fucked up. So I did not have time to do the stream because I'd already missed my window. I had to go right to the league, and I was there from 11 a.m. to damn near 11 p.m. playing in that tournament. And we lost in the finals. One reason was it was a push, but I'll put this in there. We needed 5 people to play every game. And if we didn't field the 5 people to play the game, we forfeit the match that the person wasn't there. It's a 5-person team. One person didn't show up. We forfeited that match, which means it goes down as a 0. The only way it didn't make us look as bad is because the other team didn't have one member either. He wasn't coming back. He owns a business. He's running his goddamn business. He wasn't coming back to play that match 3 hours later. So they had to forfeit. So those two forfeits in the fifth match canceled each other out. That just meant the other two people that played last, who got blown out because we had been there all fucking day and are tired now, lost to people who just showed up and is completely well rested. So we lost. I lost. Outside of some other bullshit that was happening, that was like really, like I told my operator, dude, that looks suspect as fuck. This is not something that needs to be happening right in between matches. Regardless, I'm holding the queue. We're holding the queues. We're on the table. We lost. So we lost a trip to Vegas. We played 4 matches that night. Started from 11 a.m. up until about 11 p.m. We kept going, match after match. Gauntlet style. Meaning, you play this team, you beat that team, you play the next team. You beat that team, you play the next team. You beat that team, you play the next team. And we're going through different divisions, the winners from the different divisions. Got to the final. Yeah, not showing up for the playoffs is messed up. It is. It's upsetting. My biggest thing with people in general, the biggest thing is respect and loyalty. Well, that's 2 biggest things. Loyalty is the first one. That's the second one. Respect is the first one. If you have no respect, you can't be loyal. And if you're disloyal, you show you don't have any respect. That bothered the shit out of me. Because even if I didn't want to show up yesterday, which I didn't, I was pissed off at the bullshit that was happening the day before when they're trying to get us to play some separate games and all my team is not available to do that shit. And I'm like, hell no. And people, you just being sensitive and you not being team player. I'm like, fuck all that. I'm not fielding half a team to play just because somebody else want to be convenience. Fuck that. Hell no. No, my team knew to show up Sunday. They showing up Sunday. Absolutely, I'm not playing today on this Saturday. Fuck no. I've got other things going on. So, because of that irritation and the feeling I was having, which is the fixes in, I wasn't really interested in playing. Fate was trying to keep me from playing because I woke up at 10:40. So, mind you, no coffee, no breakfast, didn't even wash my fucking nuts. Got up out the bed, got dressed, and got the fuck over to the bar to play. It's important. I'm there. I'm not going to let my team down. Not because I'm the captain, because I'm on the fucking team. I will not let my team down. Hell no. Team is like your family. And they don't deserve that half-ass effort. So I'm not going to do it. So I showed up. And that's what's important to me. That are some of my non-negotiables. If this is the time that's set aside for this thing, and we're a part of it together, then you got to show the fuck up. And if you don't, we got a problem. Because you don't respect me and my time, and you are showing no loyalty. Then we got a problem. I don't see where we can work together. Those are non-negotiables. So I showed up. And I showed the fuck out. My team was showing the fuck out. We was whooping people. And I'm not talking about, oh, we won by a point. You got over on the technicality. No, we was whooping people. Like shutout. Like it's over. Do we play 3-4 games, man? It's over. You can't win. It's over. It's done. We got our points. Bye. Get off the table. We beat, which is satisfying in some ways for me. We beat a team full of team captains. One of them is my old captain from my 9-ball team that we went to Vegas together because our 9-ball team won our playoffs and got a paid trip to Vegas last year. He's on a team with a bunch of other team captains, very good players. We whooped their ass. I whooped a team captain who I like. He's a good dude, but he always grim-faced and don't like it when I shoot well. And I did some shit on him that he shot well, Artisan. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you saying that because he's an older man. I'll still give him his respect. And I was humble. I wasn't all over the face. Yeah, motherfucker, that's what. No. Respect, decorum, etiquette. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I had to step up. You were here. I had to step up. Won in spectacular fashion against his team. That gotta hurt. It had to. It had to. To go on to lose to a team we could have beat an hour or two earlier, we could have beat them. But the amount of bullshit that was going on by the time we got to that last game, me and the player, my teammate that played before me, were so fucking pissed off, irritated, tired. He told me, I don't give a fuck about this game. This dude's a cheater, and I'm tired of this shit. It's like, I understand, man. Just try to tighten up. Just try to pull it together. Shut out. I got on the table. I'm end up playing the same person I played before and beat or lost to because we're about even. Shut out. Because I still got all this shit going on. How you trying to fuck me and give these people a leg up in the middle of the match? Going on and try to shut that out and just focus on the game. It was too late. I was too tired. It was too late and I was too tired. Fucking hand was up there trembling. So we lost. So, like I said, thank you, Malika, for trying to call and wake me up and see if I was okay. Apologies, but it was a busy ass day and I had to get at it. And that's what I was doing. And I tell you that because I actually respect you. I respect your efforts on my behalf. But we lost. And it happened, but I can't say I'm happy about the shit. But it is what it is. It fucking happened. Yeah, it's another chapter. It's another learning moment in the hero's journey. It is because I had to eat that loss and place it where it belongs. Because a person not showing up doesn't make a difference in how you actually play. The shit that people are doing that can fuck with your mental while you're playing the game, it happens because it's competitive, but you're supposed to be able to try to tune that shit out. It's hard, but you have to be able to try to tune this shit out. My thing is, I am passionate, and I'm passionate against injustice. I do not want my team to get screwed. You rock with me, you on my side. I don't want nobody I know getting fucked over. If we gonna compete, we gonna compete and we gonna keep it fair. Because I know we can win if you keep it fair. All the rest of this changing, goalpost moving bullshit, it pisses me off, and I go to bat for my team. And I go to bat hard. I get amped. So, as I explained it to my league operator last night, I am passionate, not problematic. I'm passionate. And my passion does not come across in flowery language. Not to the outside world, at least. Especially when it's involving some injustice. No. You gonna play this shit fair, or we gonna have a goddamn problem. Because my rule has always been beat me, don't cheat me. Beat me, don't cheat me. If you beat me head up, then it is what the hell it is. But if you're gonna try to cheat me, we got an issue. There is going to be no respect given for that win. None. Not for me. You learn, Andre. My thing that I tell people that I freaking coach or just try to help. You learn more in losing than you do in winning. It's very few winners that will look at what they did wrong even when they won. That would actually go back like, hey, we just won. Yep, but let's look at this game tape and see you messed up on a couple things. You got over, but nope, motherfucker, let's watch this. Very few. Very few. Most people just want to celebrate. But when you lose, you will look. The first thing is you will think about how unfair it is that you lost. And then you will look at everything else to blame. Like I said, person not showing up for my team, not under my control. That's them. We'll deal with that at the time we deal with it. But how I played when I held the cue, regardless of the shit that was going on to distract me, that's on me. So I lost my match. The person before me lost their match. And those losses help the other team catch up and win points wise. But I have to take account for what I did, meaning I couldn't get my player head straight and back in the damn game. I couldn't get his head straight to get back in it. Like, no, man, come on, focus up. I couldn't get his head straight to get back in this shit because it was a completely winnable situation for him. I couldn't do it. So I failed. And then I compounded my failure by me getting on the table and being pissed about how he just lost. And I go out and lose myself. So I couldn't do it for him, and I couldn't do it for my goddamn self either. Bad coaching. So that's where the accountability lies. That's what being a leader means. You're accountable when shit goes wrong too. So if you're the leader and you get to take credit for standing next to the trophy, if you're the leader and you're not standing next to the trophy, you get to take credit for that shit too. It is my fault. I did not do something correctly. I was not able to convince my other player to show up. I was not able to convince my other player to drop this shit and focus on the game at hand. I was not able to convince myself to push out all that negative shit out of my head and just focus on the game and get back to the fun I was having, kicking people's asses. When I was just feeling it and just in the groove and enjoying what I was doing. Couldn't get myself back to that point. That's on me. That's honest. So what I did, we lost. I got to vent to my league operator about what I felt was unfair in this situation, how it looked. He explained some shit to me and showed me some things. I'm like, all right, I see it. You might have a point here and here, but this is still bullshit. I took my happy ass home, or my unhappy ass home. I sat on my fucking couch. I turned on my phone and made a video because I was sitting there thinking of all this shit. I'm like, should I live stream right now? Should I do? No. I just recorded a video for myself, looking at myself, and said all the shit that was true. Said it, just got it out. So I can let the shit go. And a lot of the emotion of it is gone now. It's just day one. What do you do after this? Because that was just the playoffs for the spring session. We're in the summer session right now. This same team. So how do you salvage that? How do you pick them back up from the doldrums and motivate them and get them back on their goddamn feet? To like, you know what? You just went to the finals and you just sat down a bunch of really good teams. So, yeah, you didn't win in the finals. Who gives a fuck? It's over. That was last season. We in this season right now. And it's a shorter season. So you know what you can do? You can spank ass and get right back there and show them again. Not, oh, we lost. Let me take this tail between my legs and go off and hold my blankie and suck my thumb and cry about it. Fuck no. Get your motherfucking ass back out there and put in the work. Go harder. That's what you can do. You want to prove how fucked up it was that you didn't win? Get there again and fucking win. That's how you prove it. You come back harder, more relentless, more decisive. Every win got to look like, God damn, these motherfuckers. We couldn't stop them. We couldn't stop them, man. Couldn't stop them. I don't know what the fuck we was doing there. Why you throw us to this meat grinder? That's what you do. You in the process for a whole nother season now. Run it. Because that's where my head is. Yeah, we lost yesterday. But tomorrow ain't yesterday. Tomorrow is this whole summer session. I'm coming for that ass. I'm coming for that ass. And for me personally, this whole year, I've been one game short of taking everything. One game short. One game away from finishing in the money in Vegas. One game away from winning my minis in Vegas. One game away at regionals from winning the final to get my trip paid to Vegas individually. One game away from winning with my 8-ball team to get our trip paid to Vegas to play as a team. One game away. That's the lesson in these losses. You've been one game away. Why were you one game away in every one of those instances? Because you fucked up and you were tired. Eliminate that. Eliminate that. And now get one game up. Everywhere. Everywhere. Every game. Every match. One of the people I call my number one hater, I beat yesterday. Decisively. Decisively. Do it again. To let them know it wasn't a fluke. No, I didn't get lucky, motherfucker. I just got your number. And every time you show up, I will dial that bitch up. So it may not be hot YouTube content, but this is life. I'm living it. Andre said, the pros in the games I play have coaches and they give them shit even when they win every step of the way. Yes, because you have to be relentless. If you're not, Malika, obsessed with getting better, you never will. Because you need a little bit of obsession to keep yourself going forward. Otherwise, you'll get complacent. You'll get comfy. Everything is just nice where it is. It will always get worse before it gets better. Within the worst part, that's where mental strength, character, and real grit are built. I would agree. Especially the part about mental strength. I've gained a lot of mental strength from being in some of the worst places in my life. And that's why a certain certainty comes across when I talk about things. Oh, it's definite. Definite. And at the very least, motherfuckers around me see it. They think I've gotten better. I have gotten a little better. But what I also know in my head is I've gotten closer back to where I was. Better in some other ways. So it ain't getting easier for them. I'm not about to lay the fuck down and let them walk all over me. Fuck that. Smile if you want to, because you got to win over me. You got lucky, motherfucker. And I'm going to prove it to you, you got lucky. Because every time I see you, I'm going to spank that ass. Every time. And it don't matter if it's 8-ball or 9-ball. I'm coming to give you L's. Then I will have some discussions with my team. Because a lot of shit is solo ventures. Some things are solo ventures. And this is why I operate in the solo a lot more than in a group. Because I don't want no goddamn excuses or no letdowns or a lack of loyalty. I know who I'm loyal to, me. There is no debate. There is no misunderstandings about that. Involve other people, that's when that shit get finicky because they got their own desires. So that's what happened yesterday. Now, as far as the geek stuff, because I have not seen Spider Noir yet, and I know Andre put this in the chat way earlier. I have not watched Spider Noir yet. And the only reason I have not watched it yet is because I needed time to sit here in front of my computer and record it for Patreon. And I haven't had time to sit in front of my computer and watch that shit. And I don't have time tonight either, because I got something happening with work tomorrow that's pretty goddamn important, and I need to study up on what the hell questions I'm going to be asked. So it's not going to be tonight either. Fortunately, you have a YouTuber who has a day job. So since I don't make my living off of YouTube, unfortunately, I have to give most of my attention to the day job. Sucks, but that's what we're dealing with. If YouTube became more of a life-sustaining endeavor, then that would change. It is not at that point right now. So this is what we're dealing with. So sometime this week, I will get an Obsession review out and some watches of Spider-Man Noir on Patreon. So all you people that are subscribed to the Patreon, that's where it will be first. If the reviews make it to YouTube, they make it to YouTube. If not, they will live on Patreon. I have recently locked up a lot more of my old streams. Basically, the first, I think, 3 to 4 years, the Shop Talk Lives, and first year of the hero's journey, I think, are all locked up right now. Meaning they're private. You cannot see them on YouTube. It may look like I don't have a lot of content. I have a shitload of content. But my live streams are locked up. There are reasons. I may reopen them. I may not. But for the time being, they are locked up. So the rest of the stuff that's on Patreon will live on Patreon and go into my personal archive. So if it doesn't make it to YouTube, like I said, then it doesn't make it to YouTube. It's not like I'm really missing anything. What's the other thing? I'm looking at an actual note now, so you guys can see. Just bullet points. No script, just bullet points. X-Men 97, I think, comes out this week. No, it's the 12th of next week. Beastly Nerd sent me the trailer last week, and I watched part of it on my phone, which I didn't want to do. But he sent me a text. I want to respond to the text. I want to watch it here on stream so I can react to it live, but that didn't happen. So I will watch it again. Excuse me. Review it, throw it up. We'll get an opportunity this week. Otherwise, we'll just be talking about it during the week when it comes out. I will do episodic reviews of that I will put them on Patreon because that's where the other X-Men 97 episodes are. That's where these will go. The reviews, I will try to get them out onto YouTube the night of the watch. I may not watch it on the very night that it drops because I actually work and have other things going on. But I will get them up within that week so you guys can watch them. I'm looking to see what was done in this season, where the Goofy comes in, because they fired Bo DeMayo when he had already done this season. So I'm watching this season for Bo DeMayo's work. I'm not interested in the people they got to take over after they fired his ass. I'm not looking to see their work. And I think it will be pretty clear. I think it'll be pretty clear where they take over and he drops off. I'm pretty sure it'll be clear. Definitely season 3. But season 2, he had that whole thing written. So all they can really do, I would think, would be take out parts and put in shit, like Legos. But that third season will be all them, and that will be a really stark difference that you can tell between what Bo DeMayo did on X-Men 97 and what the new crew, who knew better than the gay black man, who was a fan of this shit, knew about doing the X-Men. So we'll see. They're trying to hype up this season a lot. But you didn't need to hype up this season at all. And from what Beast was showing me in the trailer, they jumping a lot of goddamn eras. Even for a time travel story, they jumping a lot of goddamn eras and lumping a lot of things together. I'm waiting to see how that works. Waiting to see how it works. I would love it to be awesome. I can tell you that much. Anybody else I've heard review it, I don't think they noticed that Gambit is the one giving the narration. Did they miss that part? Don't know. But as good as coming back, it gives me something to watch on Disney Plus for the rest of this year. I don't know what's coming after that. But I'm not going to threaten that it's going to be my last year with Disney Plus, but I can tell you I'm not necessarily looking forward to giving them more money. Can't say I'm doing that. It'll probably happen, but I can't say I'm looking forward to it. And it's not because of the Mando and Grogu either. What's the other thing? Dr. T last week sent me the video of I think it was Cinemax, or not Cinemax, Cinema something is the channel, and he talked about how the Punisher saved the MCU. And Dr. T asked me what I thought about it. I told him in that quick blip because I hadn't watched the whole thing yet. And then I saw Layman's Journal did a review on it. And then Dr. T did a review on it. And I didn't think I needed to do a review on it because it's been beat to death. But then I thought about it, that I'm the geek. And what I thought about it. And the short version of it is that the Punisher cannot save the MCU. They can try it, but it's really pandering. It's not a real move or a pivot, as he called it in his video. The guy did a lot of good work in his video, but a lot of his timeline is jumbled up. Some things did not happen in that order. I do not believe, in any stretch of the imagination, that Doomsday is bringing masculine people back to the movies for the MCU. Doomsday should be called exactly what it is: Desperation Measure D, which is we need people to show up in the theaters or we are done. And I can't think of a soul who is actually excited for Doomsday. I am a Marvel fan. When I bought comics, I predominantly bought Marvel comics. My favorite superhero is a Marvel character. When the MCU came around, I was already watching Marvel movies before the MCU ever fucking existed. I was already watching Marvel movies. So I'm not no 2000 new booty coming in here. I know everything about the MCU. Gives a fuck. You're the generation who only knows television. You don't fucking read. So they don't have to sell me really anything on liking these characters because I already do. I already know these characters. My only reason for sitting in the goddamn theater is to see them in live action and see how you do them. Do you do them justice to the source material? Or do you shit on them again? I watched Punisher One Last Kill when it came out. Nobody had to tell me to go watch it. I knew it was coming. I was reminded of what they had dropped, and I went and watched that shit. I did a whole review on it. Nobody else had to tell me what they thought about it for me to go look for it. I was already looking for it because I'm the fan base. I'm the person they're trying to impress. And while I enjoyed Punisher One Last Kill and saw all the movies that it was pulling on, said so in my review, I didn't think it was saving Marvel in any way. Because a one shot, one off ain't doing shit. I didn't think Deadpool and Wolverine was saving Marvel either. Because I told you, out the movie reaction, it's a love letter to the Fox characters. That's just the first movie Marvel can get some of the money off of. At least the first Deadpool movie. And they gave Ryan Reynolds hell trying to make that movie the way he wanted to. To me, having seen enough things bubble and burst, being a comic book fan, not just a fan, not just a seller, not just a retailer of this shit, it's ups and downs, it's hips and valleys. In the really high peak, you never hit again, even on a roller coaster. Marvel, the MCU, sorry to break it to you folks, I don't believe it's hitting that peak ever again. In which case, it shouldn't. Because the situation is not the same as when you hit the peak the first time. If that was something that traditionally happened, was happening with Obsession, wouldn't be such an anomaly. You know, something coming out, oh, it did pretty good, but oh my God, second week it hit a huge peak. That hasn't happened in forever. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Why? because people get used to things and people get jaded. You may, since Beastly is in here, I'll use this analogy. You may have gotten the octagon with somebody, and you going through your shit, you doing your moves and everything else, and you catch something that this dude is doing, and he's like, he don't know I got this for him. Okay, he do that one more time. I'm about to buzz his ass. He does it again. You give him a punch that he never see coming. Lay his ass out. Lay him nose down on the mat. Got him. All right? You win. Awesome. Everybody couldn't believe it. Man, he looked unbeatable. I don't know how you did that shit. Yeah, I just saw something. I saw an opening. Y'all do another fight. Do you think you're getting them with that same shit again? Or does he see you coming now? You cannot hit that peak again when you got there on the sneak and nobody saw you coming. Now they know what you have to offer. They know how you play. You are not going to hit that peak again because they already sitting there with their hands folded, not wanting to be entertained by your bitch ass. They just think they about to get in game again. Nah, man, I don't like this shit. The MCU is dead. That's why I feel confident saying I don't think Doomsday is going to hit that again. Not because it will be awesome movie, because they brought back the same two people that gave you Endgame because they want to replicate Endgame. But they cannot replicate Endgame because they don't have the same lead up that Endgame had. The lead up they have for Doomsday is all the shit that happened after Endgame, which was crap. Various degrees of it, but mostly disconnected crap. Now, the last thing I've heard recently was that they were going to wipe away all of that stuff. Oh, this movie just picks up with just Endgame. Well, what fucking good is that? I still saw all the rest of them goddamn movies, dude. I still paid my money to go see the rest of the movies and watch the rest of them goddamn shows because I'm not a person that needs to do fucking homework. So you throwing all of that shit away to give me some new bullshit that nobody knows what it is. So it's directly not leading to anything. You're just trying to springboard off of Endgame. Endgame is too far back for you to springboard off of, you dumb fucks. Are you kidding me? You trying to recreate the wheel? You trying to get a peak again? Look, for me, you are never, ever hitting that point with me that Endgame had when Thanos' army is on one side and all the Avengers is on the other side. Cap called a hammer to him and say, Avengers assemble. You are never getting that shit with me again. Not because it wasn't awesome. That was every crossover event splash page I have ever seen in one scene, live action, and everybody's rushing at each other. I'm like, oh my God, this will never be what it is right now. I said that to myself in the theater watching that shit. Never. This is it. This is a moment. This will never happen again. So you think you're going to drop a movie in 2026 and throw a bunch of characters on the screen and you about to get that from me again? No. Because I've seen it already. I've seen all of these characters already. And you have no lead up. So, like a shitty lover with a new woman, you ain't even giving me no fucking foreplay, you asshole. What? Put some chapstick on your lips or something, nigga. God damn, no. Mm-mm. No. No. You look in the wrong direction. You should have had more of a plan. And the MCU didn't. They was trying to dig themselves out of a ditch, and they bent over all the way that he could. And Feige spread his cheeks and said, "Come on, Russos. Come on, Robert. Get what you need, man. Get what you need because we need this." He was bowing like Homelander. I suck your dick to save this franchise. And here's the tip: they can't. They can't. I like Robert Downey Jr. I've been rocking with Robert Downey Jr. since he was a young teen acting. I fucks with him. I'm not interested in seeing him play Doctor Doom. I've been very adamant about that from the fucking jump. From the jump. The Russos is all right. But outside of Marvel, the Russos cannot produce anything of any real quality. Nothing to the level of Endgame. You know why? It wasn't the Russos who made Endgame. It was the fucking characters and the stories that led up to and give you an Endgame. They wasn't the architects of all of that shit. There's a few other directors sprinkled in there that ain't with Marvel right now. It wasn't just all the Russos. I've already seen what they can do on their own. While I may have liked the Gray Man, it wasn't awesome. What was that other shit they did? Electric State? Are they the ones who did that? I hope not. So they can give you good work, but the characters did the heavy lifting. People wanted to see Captain America out there throwing his shield and kicking people's asses. But you take him out of the Captain America suit, you still put Chris Evans in the movie, you throw Ryan Gosling in the shit, and the Gray Man can't do what Winter Soldier did. It doesn't. It's the same directors, the same actors there. Why didn't it work? Because it's not the fucking characters. These characters have no goddamn history you care about. And they haven't had a 10-year lead up to seeing them in this shit. Because the MCU was new and they're trying to break in and compete with these other studios, they took their fucking time and developed this story brick by brick by brick, movie by movie, character by character, to get to a point of having an end game. They're not doing that with you with Doomsday. They just telling you this is what's happening. Oh, and all the rest of the shit we wiping away. How can that be awesome? Oh, we're going to have the X-Men in it. So the fuck what? Spider-Man to be in it. Okay, I saw that one already. I saw Far From Home. We good on multiple Spider-Man. We've already done that. We're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back. Okay. I didn't really want him back. I wanted you to recast, but okay. Who? He's coming back as Iron Man? No, he's going to be Doctor Doom. Are you fucking kidding me? You can't think of anybody else? What's wrong with Henry Cavill? He is geek gold. People love him. Fuck, you could get Carl Urban. What the fuck? Nah, we want to work with Robert. Okay. How much we paying him? Well, that kind of breaks the goddamn budget, bro. You can't make any money on this now. There's no fucking way. I don't think James Cameron putting out another Avatar movie can cover your shit. And this is you waiting on this? Okay. When you want to drop it? Beast. December 18th. Ain't that the day Doom Messiah come out? Yep. Are you fucking tripping? You are tripping balls now, right? You sniffing each other assholes, right? The hell do you think you're doing? None of this shit is sounding like a winner to me. None of it. And as much as they keep trying to throw it out there, because best believe, I don't know who said it. It might have been Beastly, it might have been Andre, that said on this show that they believe that Marvel is the one throwing out all these goddamn leaks, which I could believe at some point because they need you to show up to watch this bitch. I'm not watching none of them fucking spoilers. The more inside information that leaks out about this movie gives me less of an incentive to see it because it means to me it's probably really crap. And that's why you keep throwing out shit to try to get people. This is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. To try to bait them into the movie theater. That means your story is weak as baby shit. You keep giving it all away. Then you don't really think you got a banger on your hands. Let me ask you this, since it's mostly guys in here. If you got a girl in your neighborhood that's fine, or everybody can see she's fine, if you found out she was giving out pussy like, I don't know, tokens at Chuck E. Cheese, would you think that pussy was any good? I'm just curious. Or would you think that shit is wide open for anybody to hit it? And it can't be that damn good. Too many motherfuckers done ran up in there. Yeah, Malika, cinematic cock teasing. No. How your script getting leaked this damn early? You ain't got a rap on none of that shit? You can't keep a lid on nothing, right? I didn't know what the hell was going to happen in the game outside of some people was going to die. But I wasn't seeing all these leaks. This movie been leaking all year. I don't know what else is left to tell about the goddamn movie then. Script, plot synopsis, details, test screenings, other characters that's showing up that they didn't announce. Motherfucker, this thing got more leaks than a ship in World War II. What is left for me to see in this movie with all these leaks? And I'm not even listening to them. If it's this many goddamn people leaking this movie, then you probably should cancel. Or get out your duct tape and shut they fucking mouths up because they ruining your chances at the box office. I don't know if you know that. More leaks don't make me want to watch this shit. What am I showing up for? To see if the leakers were right? That's not what I do. I don't like my movies spoiled. Thank you very much. I like to go into the movie theater and not know what the hell I'm going to see and have a cinematic experience like I did with Obsession. not know everything before I walked in the theater about what's happening in the movie I'm paying to sit down and watch. The fuck is that? That is a younger generation thing. I don't need everything spoon fed to me before I show up. No, you don't need to tell me shit. Hey, we got a new movie coming out. Okay, when is it coming out? December. All right, I'll check you out. Who's gonna be in it? Oh, we got RDJ. Chris Evans might be coming back. Oh, all right. Enough said, man. I'll check it out. Let me tell you what happens. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. You don't got to tell me that shit. Do you want me to watch the movie or you want to tell it to me? I want you to watch it. Okay, then shut the fuck up. Let me come and watch it. But if the more I say I don't want to hear about it, the more you keep telling what's in it, then I don't need to come see your fucking movie. You know who I'm not hearing leaks about right now? Dune Messiah. And I've read the book. No leaks. Imagine that. Ain't nobody fucking talking. But Doom is getting leaked every day. You trying to drum up support. Because nobody's looking forward to that shit. I'm a fan, and it is a tough job being a fan sometimes, because sometimes your favorite property suck ass, and comic book fans know that. Joe Herb in the audience, I use him as an example all the time, because Joe Herb, I know his buying temperament, I know his buying tendencies. If a book starts sucking, take it off my goddamn saver. I'll come back to him in a couple of months. Quickly. He is the one quickest I've seen do it. And that's why I always remember it. Herb give it, hey man, you got about one more issue with this shit. And yep, it's shit. Take this off my saver. And I know that from being a retailer. I can tell you that about all my customers. When they get off and when they get on to a book. Yeah, they ain't feeling this. They're not going to feel this. Because I've had to track the numbers. Doomsday, it ain't got no feels like that. People are showing up because it's a Marvel movie. And people just want to see what the hell they do. Can they pull it out, or are they going to face plant? And my vote is on most people want to see them fucking face plant. The same way Mando and Grogu has been over everybody's stream for fucking a week straight. Trust me, Doomsday come out and don't do anything close to Endgame, which it probably will because most people are curious about what the fuck it is. This shit is going to be on streaming platforms every day until the new year. You ain't going to see the end of this shit probably until February. I'm knowing already. Motherfuckers is going to be eating off this shit. Not me, because, you know, I'm black in the black manosphere. But they will. There is no hype for this movie. And all the leaks ain't making it get hype. They're not helping it. They're hurting it. I can't think of anybody in the Marvel fan base who was saying they really wanted this shit. They were asking for it. Sure, might have wanted to see Doctor Doom show up eventually, but I'll say this because I don't give a shit. I wanted to see the Kang story go through. I just wanted you guys to write it better. And I want to see Kang eventually fight Doctor Doom because he was going to have to. Because when you start fucking with time and how people move through time in the Marvel Universe, you're going to have to see Doctor Doom in his time platform sooner or later, bro. It's just a given. And if you're trying to work towards a Secret War situation, you definitely need to be fucking with Doctor Doom. You got to introduce him because he need to be out there, to take out a Beyonder and take their powers. Just saying. It ain't going to be a Kang thing. No. It's going to be a Doom thing. And I need to see him showing up in the crispy white armor sitting on the world tree, the Idrisil, running everything, controlling everything. I needed to see that God King Doom. I didn't want him to take off his mask and look like Robert Downey Jr. Fuck no. I needed somebody new. I needed someone new. This is not what I was asking for. Not what I was asking for. Robert Downey is synonymous with Iron Man at this point. How are you going to even think of fucking that up with throwing him in a Doctor Doom mask? Well, you did it in the comic. Yeah, recent comics, which are nothing but backfiller, and I've been telling you all that shit for years. Just so they can appease some of you motherfuckers who don't read this shit anyway. See, it's in the comics, so you can't complain about it now. Yeah, I can. Because I know how long ago you did the shit. Recent times. 5 years, 10 years, maybe. Just to halfway cover your shit in the litter box. No. I look at it like this. If you've been close enough to LA to have connections at some studios, you can have some context in there that can tell you some shit. You can. Would you get paid for leaking it? Not directly. But I don't think anybody that works at a studio who is feeding you information is doing that shit on the free ski. There's got to be some quid pro quo going on. You got one hand got to wash the other, nigga. Because I'm not risking my job just to give you some information so you can go off and be happy and say, I got some leaked information from an insider. And then make your money on YouTube off of that shit. And I'm just sitting here risking my goddamn job. No fucking way. You're going to have to pay something. Or we do use your ass as a funnel to leak some stuff out to see what the fan base is feeling. Because Hollywood loves numbers. And if you're a big enough YouTuber with enough numbers, enough reach, why wouldn't they give you a little tidbit of information to flush out there to see how the populace feels about it? He's got 30,000 subscribers. We could tell him a little bit and see how it works with his audience. Ain't that all what a focus group is? He got the numbers back, and 75% of his audience is really on it, so we can roll with this. And YouTube already has the demographics, already has the age breakdowns for this. But I could be wrong. I'm a shitty YouTuber. I can't even get to 2,000 subs. I'm not entertaining. So what do I know? I just actually read comic books or read comic books. So the Punisher cannot save the MCU. I do not believe Doomsday can save the MCU. If you see a massive shift of people running back to the MCU because of Doomsday, that meant they were really little kids for the first 10 years of the MCU. And they want to make it a hit again. But them ones who were young, hit their 20s and stuff and into their 30s now, they're too apathetic about the MCU. They ain't trying to push this to be a hit. We got horror movies becoming hits. What does that mean? This is the shit they feel right now. So unless you're going to get into Doomsday and actually start killing people, throwing some blood out there, having people die off in grotesque ways, you might not get the numbers up on this bitch. Trust me. If you got a billion people that want to see an MCU movie, then you can make $1 billion. You can. You can make $1 billion. Will it climb after that? I don't think so. But yeah, you made $1 billion because it's been a while. You've had a drought of actually big movie stuff. And people want to see it succeed. So they're going to show up to see it. All the folks in the geek sphere and see these leaks and spoilers and all the rest of that shit. Them regular casual viewers, they ain't paying attention to all this shit. They still don't even believe YouTube is a viable platform. They're just going to show up to the movies because it's an MCU movie. And they're going to chew it up, digest it, and shit it out the same way they did whatever was in the theater last week. So I don't think that can bring the MCU back. You need a string of hits to bring it back, just like you needed a string of hits to make it what it was. And you don't have that. You don't. Most of us as males in this damn chat and audience. Is it that easy to get your ass back? This ain't no chick bringing you her friend with her. I know I gave you that terrible gummy with the teeth and stuff, but look, I brought my big booty friend that you liked, but she ugly in the face. Ew. Yuck. You suck. You gonna bring her too? Y'all friends. That mean y'all don't even talk about this shit. What the fuck? Oh, good Lord. Andre, I am giving him a chance. I'm giving him a chance. I'm showing up. I just don't want to show up on the 18th. I'm giving him a chance. I will go and see the movie. and I will keep my palate as clean as possible. So when I sit down to your sushi, I can taste all the flavors that you're bringing forth. I didn't have it spoiled for me before I got there to the goddamn theater. And no early reviews telling me how shitty or good the movie was. None of that shit. I will be a blank canvas when I walk into that theater. It's not going to be on the 18th, though. Sorry, dude. I like the way this other person fucked. Got to go there first. So if your movie is shit, it's okay. I've already seen the better one first. I'll give you a reprieve. But I still will watch your movie. I will. I'll be fair and give it a fair shake. And if it's bad, I'm not going to call it the death of the MCU and shit like that. Y'all already dying. Punisher was a blip on somebody still hooked up to a heart monitor. Boop. Does that mean they up and dancing the jig now? No, the patient is still on the gurney. We got a little bit of a heartbeat, so they ain't dead yet. Doomsday, you waiting for that to get the paddles and shock the MCU back to life? Good luck. But I said it way back in Spider-Man where they were introducing Mephisto. And he was talking about the multiverse and that the multiverse is a door to many, many places. They can do a lot of creative stuff with that. And yes, leading to a Secret Wars is the obvious place to do a franchise reboot. It's not a secret. Anybody who was reading comics could have told you that shit, like I did years ago. So that's not making me excited for this shit. Just what is it going to look like? How is it going to happen? Oh, what character's going to die and what character's going to stay? Well, that's kind of obvious, right? You need Iron Man. You need Thor. You might not need Falcon. You need Spider-Man. You need Wolverine. You need Deadpool. You know, all those marquee characters that can actually draw some fucking money. The rest of them are on the bubble. Also rans. And all them ones from the last couple years with these marginally successful movies, oh yeah, they on the block. You don't think so? How many of the movies you seen? I know I've seen them all. Even the shows. I've seen all of that shit. Who do you think is going to make it through there? I don't like how they did Jonathan Majors either. They didn't need to fire his ass for that bullshit. You didn't even see how the case panned out. Fucked up that man's career. Some dumb shit. Fucking bitch. But it's not unheard of for a black dude to get fucked over by some chick. Not unheard of. Unfortunate, but not unheard of. So I want them to win. I want them to have a win. I don't get anything out of being right about the wrong shit, about things not being good. I get nothing out of it. It doesn't make me feel good in any kind of way. I told you with Jared Leto playing Skeletor. Was it out this week? I want him to get a win. I don't care about his goddamn personal life. I'm not living with him. We don't hang out. You say some shit about women. You can't say some shit about women? I'm sorry. Everybody point to the sacred cow so I don't mention them. Y'all got something really against them? File a case. Prove it in court. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Trying to get me on board with that shit. Look, man, he's a fine actor. I would really like him to get a win somewhere. I watched Morbius. I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but I didn't think it was that damn bad. Everybody else shitted on it. I'm not the audience, the whole audience, motherfucker. I'm just me. I don't even have a large platform. So as much as I pointed out and may have read Morbius, that this was cool, this worked, I like this could get thrown away, but they could get it better in the second film. Nobody else wanted to give them that. Fine, then you don't have shit. And now you don't have it. It's real fun to tear shit down. It's hard as fuck to actually build something and let people give you the time to build it without shitting on you the whole way. No, a lot of the bigger guys make their thing the same way most television shows make it off of. YouTube making money off of advertising, people donating to their channels, being entertaining and speaking to the audience for what they want to hear. I watch their content. And knowing that I watch their content, I have to ask myself, why am I watching this guy rather than somebody who looks like me talk about the same thing? Well, depending on the larger streamer, they have a lot more information because they have a lot more connections. You kind of feel like you're in the in crowd if you're there and all of their friends are there who are big streamers as well. You kind of feel like you're in the in crowd. So it is actually makes it a boutique or niche experience. You want to see them win. But I can guarantee none of you motherfuckers watch those bigger streamers. Do you watch the channel that the one black guy on their panel usually has? Do you ever watch his channel? Or do you see him as being lesser than the rest of them? I think about this every time I hear black folks I know who know me promote what some white dude said. And I ask myself, why? Why them and not me? I'm curious. Apparently my content is not as good. Well, I've said it myself. I'm a terrible YouTuber because I'm not here to sell you shit. I barely promote my Patreon because for me, I'm not a salesman. I'm not a slick look with a good song and dance. I am not. I'm a knowledgeable person with a very low degree of patience for ignorance and dumb shit. Talking into a camera. That is not always entertaining. You don't hear me speak other people's words without me telling you this is somebody else's words. I did it on this stream multiple times. And since we already went over the fact that I don't use a script, that is how I am, period. I always give credit to where I heard things from. And if it didn't come from me, it didn't come from me, motherfucker. It came from that other person. Let them get their credit for the shit they said. So I watch their content. I know why I like certain things. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're funny. They have good editors, better production. That sells it. I wonder certain things sometimes because I know when I started doing videos, I did certain things in my videos that I didn't see other people doing just to emphasize points that I was making. All of them do that shit now. So I thought about going back and looking at some of their older videos around the same time, at least, 5 or 6 year span, to see if they were doing that shit back then too. I thought it'd be interesting. Just for me. I'm not an island to myself. And shit lives on YouTube forever. Unless you lock it up and make it private. I just thought I'd be curious. Because I watch them. I've been watching people for years. That's why I don't have any hate for Rob. Rob was the biggest comic YouTuber when I started doing YouTube. Which is why I didn't try to do content like him. Own lane, own niche. When I started doing movie and stuff reviews over here, nobody was doing that shit. That's why I did it. The only other person that was doing reviews around the time I started was Torian. The only one. Now everybody do it. And outside of the couple of major streamers that does the shit, it's a shitload more people doing it. Males, females, groups, teams, all kind of people. Everybody doing movie reviews and shit like that now. Like, awesome, which means I probably need to leave the party. Because once everybody doing it, it's not any fun anymore. Always, Charles. That's why I never repeat what they said. Don't need to. Got it from somebody else. But if it's funny, it's funny. They market better. They're better salesmen. Apparently better businessmen. Because they can turn talking about the same shit bigger. His spy name is Token Black. Funny. That's a South Park character. I'm not mad about the shit, because how can you be? You do what you do, I have to do what I do. It's just what it is. I'm not obsessed with YouTube enough to be that damn good at it. I obsess over other shit. So you get what you get. You get the audience that you get. It also depends on who you're talking to. One I found was Jedi Bus guys, also Tyrone Magnus. I like Tyrone. I do like Tyrone. But here's the thing: I didn't watch any of his earlier shit. Like I've been on Tyrone for probably the last 2 years. And one of the things I see he does that I know will drive up numbers is he does reviews of other bigger YouTubers' channels, their videos. So he's cross promoting. And they don't have a problem supporting him because he's promoting them on his platform. It only can drive up his content. But Tyrone was saying something that I was watching. He was talking about when he used to do wrestling stuff way back in the day. And then I wondered, why'd you stop doing wrestling content? Because it wasn't working as good. That's why. But Tyrone is funny. Tyrone got his own contacts in Hollywood because he stays in LA. He got his own little contacts down there. Good. Like I said, it's no shade. But it's just a thing. But he makes me laugh when I watch him. I'm not funny like that. I'm not ha-ha funny like that. I mean, I've listened to my own streams and made myself laugh at some shit that I said because I thought it was fucking funny. But I ain't laughing all the way through that shit. I talk too much. But Tyrone is funny. He has some good insights and he's funny. What is happening, Magnus Heights? But that's that wrestling influence. That's a wrestling influence. That's the shit that makes me laugh. He make wrestling jokes and shit like that all the time because he's a wrestling fan. I get it. I'm a wrestling fan. It's funny. None of us are truly comical. We're just situational. It's always situational, Charles. If we're having a one-on-one conversation, I can have you splitting your sides. I can. You guys, if you go back to my early shop talk streams where I'm doing them in the shop and you're just hearing the audio. You're just hearing audio of us talking, me and my friends talking in the comic shop. Tell me you weren't listening to that shit and laughing your ass off because we just having a conversation. It's not scripted. It's not PC. And we just having a conversation, talk about whatever the heck it is that's on the menu that's coming up. Movie, comics, TV show, it didn't matter. And we just sitting up there talking shit. I can tell you, Tyler made me laugh a lot. One of the reasons I laugh so goddamn much with Tyler is because how he talks and his laugh. that shit was more funnier than sometimes the shit that he fucking said. Tyler was fucking hilarious to me. Even if you're having a real conversation and we're just sitting there talking about some shit, you got Herb in there, he's being serious about some stuff. Man, I'll throw some shit in there just to make it laugh, just to break it up. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, Charles, I miss those days too, man. I really did lose a piece of myself having to close that damn shop. I lost a big chunk of myself having to close that shop. I hate that shit every time I think about it. Every time I think about it, man, it hurts my fucking heart. And the conversations were hilarious. And that was a daily. That was a daily. We'd be in there just talking shit and having a good laugh on all of this crap. Let's see. If I can do something for you, I probably can't get a copyright for playing my own shit. If I can, that's amazing. That is legitimately some amazing shit. If I can catch a copyright for playing my own stuff. Prove how silly all of this is. I don't call it silly because I'm not good at it. I just call it silly because it doesn't operate correctly. There it is. I wonder if I should show you all of this shit. Let's see. Could be fun for some people. Could not be. I never stopped sharing that. Damn. It's probably just lagging my damn string. There you go. Let me go down there. So there we go. Shop Talk Live Year 1, 94 videos. Nope, don't do that part. Not that part, stupid. You stupido. What the fucking videos? There we go. Yeah, look at all these copyrights. You know, I locked that shit up. Told y'all before I had somebody going back through my shit. I was told it was probably the algorithm. It wasn't the algorithm. Somebody was going through and blocking my shit. King Speak. This was one, but when I called for chat with Bozeman to be recast. Don't worry, somebody turned that into a whole deal. Stream test 2020. Test. Some bitterness, hand sanitize. Protected house. Oh, somebody's got a lot of looking views. The resurrection of uncommon sense. Sounds interesting. Let's see what that one's about. And then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because this. I mean, what do I know about good content? But this might be a little challenging. This may be me on the screen. This might not even be us in there fucking talking. Oh yeah, this is not even a shop. This is me at home. This was not even me at the shop. This is me at home. God damn it. That was the point of it being live. That it wasn't necessarily just the audio. Yeah, this is in the house too. Look. What the fuck? Apologies. This shit is not organized right. Let me go out of there. There it is. Da da da. It's just Shop Talk. It's not Shop Talk Live. It's just Shop Talk. Smart guy. This is why I label things because I'm planning ahead in my mind that I will not remember some shit or it won't be obvious. So to plan ahead, I label things a certain way, so hopefully it'll jog a memory when I get to that point. If it's gone long enough that I kind of forget about it. There we go. Well, that's 10 minutes. Already 10 minutes? Okay. Here's a fun one. You guys can see this. Let's see. Okay. I'll put this one up there. There you go. Circa 2019, how I started my streams. Stop me if you've seen this shit before. Who remembers Cerulean Gray? I know Charles does. Probably stop this shit because that's 21 Pilots. I will get a copyright for that shit. But I always did my own intros. I like doing that shit. It's fun. And I like this picture. This is not against you, Jeanette Lee, but I like this picture of a scorpion killing a black widow. I'm just saying. I'm going to try to play her in August when I go back to Vegas. My next life ex-wife.
He treated his audience like an adult. Do you think God is worth worshiping?
Okay, so this is for those of you who don't know, like Andre. This is what Shop Talk Live was. It was just Shop Talk. It was just Shop Talk. It didn't become live until I start putting myself on the screen or putting the people that I'm standing in the comic shop talking to on the screen because I had to get their permission for that shit, right? If they wanted to be visually seen on screen. Before that, it was just audio. That's the difference between the Shop Talk and the Shop Talk Live. The live part became it is the live show. That's what you saw.
You.
And this was the setup. I always date things. Most YouTubers don't date shit. I dated, so you know when it happened. 4/6/2019. This is the conversation we have about Jane Foster, Thor, and Gore and shit like that. Mind you, this is pre Love and Blunder because we're talking about the comic that we've read.
That was pretty much it because
Shout out to Joe Herb.
Was a character who was basically abandoned by his gods. And it basically broke him. And when he had the power to kill gods, he went out there to kill all the gods.
That sounds like a good story.
Yeah. It was an awesome story.
It was an amazing story.
He told me about the story. I hadn't even read it. He told me about the story, and I went back and read it. Like, damn, there's a lot in this.
Interesting.
It's a lot of philosophical notes in there. Yeah. It's like you end up empathizing with Gore a bit. It's like, hey, but this is what happened. I was like, I could get it. My wife, my love, my kid. Okay, I can kind of see him going on a tirade.
Going off the rails, yeah.
And you didn't prove anything to him, but like, I'm a god and I'm right. Well, that doesn't prove anything to me.
I like it when you can kind of understand the villain. You have a certain amount of sympathy for the villain,
right?
And that's what.
And this is a random customer. That's what the shop was. The shop conversation was always open. Anybody walking through the door can join the conversation. But the conversation was usually going on between a regular and somebody who worked there. You know, the behind-the-counter comic book people that most people think all look like sweaty nerds who couldn't have a girl in their life. I'm one of those guys. That's bullshit. But those guys do exist too. It's usually in the stores you don't want to go in. So this random guy comes in and we're having this conversation about Thor and he joins in the conversation. I don't have a problem talking to anybody. It's some white dude. You can listen to him. It's a white dude. I know him from nowhere, but he's coming in. He wanted to be part of the conversation. That's what it was. When I came to YouTube, that's what I tried to bring over here on this side. I'm just talking with anybody.
And that's the thing. It's not so much. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't call it sympathy. I would call it understanding who that person is, why they got to where they got to. They can be a villain all day because that's based on your perspective. If you're standing on this side and you don't do that stuff, he's a villain. If you're standing over there with him, like, I completely understand, you're an idiot. You know, but understanding how he got to the point that he's at is more interesting, and that's more like akin to anime and stuff like that, where you get that villain side of it, you get the other side of the story, not just, well, he did this and it's a terrible thing. Well, why did he do it though? Well, just because he's bad. Well, that's lazy. Why?
Yeah.
Right.
But like in the Jane Foster run, he took that out. Odin was just a jerk.
Yeah,
why?
Odin was,
there was
and that's
no
why I didn't like
vibe
that.
to it.
Yeah, that's why
He was just a
didn't like that.
misogynist pig.
And this is why Joe Herb does not like what's his name? Jason Aaron. He hates Jason Aaron. This is one of the times where Joe Herb was like, yeah, take this off my saber. I don't like him. I don't like this. I don't like this.
No, there wasn't
Treated
why.
his woman like crap. Who basically spat on his son. He didn't care about other people. He was just that way.
Yeah, the All Father all of a sudden turned into, I don't care about anybody, and I'm just going to hang out and chill with my brother and not do anything about what's going on in the universe. But what, this woman picked up my son's hammer? Hell no, I don't like that. I was like, it was stupid.
Yeah.
That was his whole point. He just hated that Jane Foster had the hammer. I was like, dude, she's been around for like ever with your son.
Yeah.
Why are you upset about that shit? Yeah. If she's worthy enough to pick it up, that's how it works. It's done. I didn't have a problem with her being a female. It's just, okay, that's a new twist on it. I'll read it and see what's happening.
And then another.
You agree, Charles? I didn't mind the Jane Foster Thor run, but I'm not so steeped into the Thor mystique that only Thor can lift the goddamn hammer. No, other people have lifted it before. Look, whosoever be noble can lift the hammer, wield the power of Thor. I thought that's how the shit worked. They didn't say it just had to be a dude. So, if you're worthy, you can lift it. If you're not, you can't. Very simple. Anyway. I always like to try to show people what I'm talking about because it was audio, wasn't visual. And so I would pull the original material so you could see what it was and go back and possibly read it your goddamn self.
It looked amazing and the internals looked good. There's a couple of issues that got wonky, but overall the internals was awesome. Yeah, that's why I like reading it. It's like,
Russell, was it Duderman?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, RD. Yeah, but,
That was a shit.
Russell Duderman.
yeah. So I liked it.
That was a shitty picture of her because that was a picture I took on his phone or something like that. But I wanted it to depict who was actually talking. Herb was talking. I used Spawn, but it's Herb talking.
Because it was a different take on Thor. Given the points that he's making, it's like, okay, yeah, all that in context. Let me just see what he does with this. And then read it through. It's like, yeah, I don't like Odin like that. No, he wouldn't come in there and disrespect Freya like that. And that was towards the freaking end of the run.
He fucking disrespected Frigga bad, dude. That was dirty. That was some bullshit too. Out the way, bitch. I'm back. Like, what? Bro, come on. That was dirty.
Like,
No, that was from the very beginning, too.
Right. From the beginning, Odin was hating on her.
Yeah.
This woman should not pick up the hammer. I was like, dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
As guardian women in your pantheon right here, that's beast. He wouldn't. That doesn't even make any sense that he would go there like that.
Yeah,
right?
no woman should pick up the hammer of Thor.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
your
dude.
greatest warriors are women. They've always been. Like they did a
Don't tell the Valkyries.
Yeah, because they did a
Hello, ladies.
back in like the early 2000s of Thor.
Oh my gosh, you heard that? Women came in a comic shop. And I greeted them gleefully.
First origin.
Okay.
When he was acting like a jerk, starting wars with people, and Odin was telling him to knock it off. He was somewhere in Asgard, just causing trouble, and that's when Odin went to his greatest warrior. Now you would think it would be the Warrior 3 or something like that. That's what I was thinking. He said, nope, it was the Valkyrie. He says, humble my son, bring him before me, and they would have done it too because He one of the Valkyries walked up right up to it, and he thought he was gonna, have some fun. Nope, she took that sword, stuck it right in his stomach, and they started whooping on him. They would have ended up beating him if some kind of monster had not rose out of the ground because they were attacked by a huge beast.
Okay.
So they were forced to fight, and they were so pumped up on their victory, they all started celebrating together, and that's when Odin got involved.
Told you to bring him to me.
Yeah, I like that one because it was during the time, it was like 300.
Now this is 2026 right now. This is from 2019. This is just me and Herb talking. So when I tell you Herb is my friend, I've known him for years. This isn't even as long. We've known each other for 10 years before this. I've known Herb a long goddamn time. And we've always had conversations like that.
100 AD,
That motherfucker loyal. He still support.
or something like that.
Don't have to. No
I
need
like
to
that
lie.
one because it gave the impression that Thor had to die, be reborn, die, be reborn, and die, be reborn again as a human being in order to learn his lesson. Because the original story, he was just Donald Blake, a doctor, and he found
Changing
the
the
stick
door,
and
yeah.
hit the stick, and that's it.
Yeah,
No.
that's a slick way of kind of working the mythology into into the Donald Blake story.
Yeah, and I like that retcon because it shows that he's been doing it for eons. He had to learn his lesson for a long time.
So we hard headed.
Yeah, and it was a good ending to that story because it showed just let it be known that Thor was known for his humanity. It's a start.
Welcome to the room of people who are rooms of people.
Classic in the vault. Classic in the vault. And that was just what was it, like 30, 45-minute conversation? I just took 15 minutes out of it. Because we were just sitting in there talking the whole time. I just recorded the whole time. And then just took pieces out of it. That's about 20 videos like that. Huh. And all of it copyright. All of it got copyrights on the shit that I've never addressed. Why? Partially blocked, ineligible. Because I wasn't even monetized at that point. So I never really thought I would be able to be monetized, so I didn't care. And it's usually all the same thing. Yeah, it's heathens. It's the song. It's the song choice. That's what I always get hit for. Because I like music. Anyway. I'm squinting, and I still said I had to do some actual work to review for tomorrow. Why is this doing this? There we go. So you guys are just listening. You're not responding. I bored you all to tears. Said those were good times, but these are better times. You think so? Perspective. Depends. I do miss the show. Oh shit, strike one. Yeah, well. Let some motherfuckers know how long I've actually been around in this goddamn space. That was just when I started doing content. Been around longer than that. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now because it's almost 10 o'clock over here and I need to review some more work orders before I actually go to bed. so I can sit in this thing tomorrow and see how that goes. Apparently, it's serious, and maybe more serious than I was thinking it was. So we'll see. I'm mad I never finished this series. I really like the I Am series. Thought it was a good idea. Thought it was a good idea. It was collaborations. But I got tripped up on part 3 of 4 with the Angry Man. I couldn't get that shit done. 2023. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for suffering through this long. I will check out Master of the Universe. I believe is this week. I think I bought a ticket already for it. I'm not sure. I gotta double check. But I'll check out Masters of the Universe. Eventually, I'll watch Spider-Man Noir, probably Wednesday. And then see you guys on Sunday. Should still be a busy week. But with that, I'm Artisan MC. This has been the makeup stream for the Hero's Journey. I usually do this every Sunday at 8 a.m. until I feel like stopping. But since I was busy Sunday, I had to do it today. So, you loyalists who actually stayed up late to listen to this, I appreciate it. I really do. To the people who donated in the chat, Joe Herb, Andre, appreciate you, brothers. YouTube, appreciate your sacrifice. Scarred. Anyway. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a productive day tomorrow. I will try to do the same. There it is. And I will see you guys next time. Peace. Why didn't nobody tell me that I didn't have a banner on? You cannot bitch about support and not tell people where they can do it. God, I'm a terrible YouTuber.